everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for our third week of Mindfulness with Miss Courtney. I'm so excited to have you with me today. I really hope you've been enjoying the program. I know I have. It's been really fun. And I'm hoping that you are practicing your breathing exercises when we're not doing our program. But if you're not and you need some more practice, I'm definitely here to help. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our open heart stretch. All right, so let me back up and we're gonna sit in a comfortable seated position. Let's go ahead and put our hands at our heart and we're going to reach up, stretching out those arms and our back. We're also opening up our loving hearts. And remember how we've talked about it's kind of like circling the sun with our arms. So we can just picture letting in light and love into our open hearts. All right, let's go ahead and do one more. All right, opening up those loving hearts is a wonderful place to start. All right, very good. Okay, so we have a new stretch. This one is called tortoise stretch. So we are going to sit on our bums. We're gonna put our legs out like this, and then we're gonna reach around and wrap our hands around our feet. And you can really feel this stretch in your back, and you can kind of move a little bit, kind of stretch out those shoulders and that back. Very nice, simple little stretch. All right. And we have another fun animal stretch that we haven't done before. This is called the flamingo stretch. So we are going to stand on one leg, just like a flamingo. We're going to put our arms out, and then we're going to reach that left leg back. We're standing kind of in a T with that leg stretched. This is a great balance pose, and it's also a great stretch on that leg that we're standing on, as well as our arms, our shoulders. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and switch legs. So I'm right-handed, so it's a little bit harder for me to keep my balance on my left leg, but hopefully I won't fall over, and neither will you. All right, that's great. Yep, I can definitely feel that stretch in my whole left leg. Still feeling it in the arms. And this is a great balance pose. Even I can feel it in my back a little bit. So this is a great all body pose. All right, excellent. Thank you so much for stretching with me today. That's a great place to get started before we start with our cool book that we're going to read today. So the book that we're going to read today is going to talk about being peaceful, being calm and peaceful. And the title is I Am Peace. And this is written by Susan Verde, and the art is by Peter Reynolds. So let's find out how our little friend is going to help us feel more peaceful. That's a wonderful part of mindfulness, is to feel peace in our hearts and in our minds. So our friend looks a little sad. He says, there are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. Do you ever feel a little bit of anxiety about what might happen, or maybe a little bit of anxiety around things that have happened before, memories that you might have? I know that I feel that way sometimes. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor. That can be a little scary. And I know that I feel that way sometimes. The boat is being carried away, and oh my goodness, it looks like he capsized and he fell. That doesn't sound very good. When that happens, I give myself a moment. I take a breath. Let's go ahead and take a breath. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Oh, I already feel better about that capsized boat. And then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet and steady myself. I start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's breathe and let's focus on the here and now. So as we breathe in, let's try and notice the sounds that we hear or sensations that we feel, like maybe how warm or cool it is. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Was there anything that you noticed when you were breathing in and out? I noticed that I heard the wind rustling in the trees, and I felt the wind on my skin because my windows are open. And it was just nice to stop for a second and notice those things, and it made me feel a little calmer. Did you notice anything in the room that you're in? Any special sounds or feelings? And you know, it's okay just to notice things and not judge them for being good or bad. That's part of mindfulness too. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. So we can almost picture our worries like bubbles. You know, when you blow bubbles and they just disappear and float into the air and eventually they disappear. So we could kind of picture our worries and our anxiety like that. Just little bubbles that just float out and then they disappear. And that's a good way to let those feelings go. Oh, this is very important. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. So see how he's sharing his nuts with the bird? That's very kind. Oh, and it looks like one of his seeds has fallen to the ground. I wonder what happens next. What do you guys think happens next? What usually happens when a seed goes in the ground? It turns into a beautiful plant or flower. So that was a nice thing that he did with the seed. Oh my goodness, that little tiny seed has grown into a tree. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I connect to nature. That's very important, and that's one thing that I noticed when I was doing my breathing before, was that I noticed the wind rustling the leaves in the trees and how it was blowing on my skin. And that was a nice way to connect to nature, and it was also very calming. So even if you're inside or outside, you know, if your windows are open, that is one nice way that you can connect to nature and feel a little bit calmer. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. And that's a good point, because I feel like when we do stop to notice nature, it's very wondrous and it makes us feel a little better to appreciate that beauty. I know that I enjoy looking at the clouds just drifting by. It's very calming. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's feel our breath fill our whole body. So let's go ahead and sit on our knees, and let's put our right hand on our heart and our lungs, and let's put our left hand on our tummy, and let's go ahead and breathe in. And as we breathe in, let's fill our tummy, fill up like a bowl or a balloon. So let's go ahead and breathe in, and as we breathe out, we can feel our chest rise and fall. Let's do that one more time. So that's a good way to connect the breath with the body, and that definitely makes us feel a little calmer. All right. Now the water is still. I have found my anchor and everything is all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I am in this moment. I am peace. That's very lovely, and it's very simple. Remember how we've talked about how we can do our breathing exercises anywhere, anytime? We can do them at our desk, at school. We can do them at home. We can do them in bed at night. We can do them in the car. We can do them anywhere. They're so simple, and it's a wonderful way to feel calm if we're not feeling so good. Now I share my peace with others and hope that it is carried away to those who need it. See how he's helping the bird again? That's wonderful. And I dream we are peace. That's a wonderful way to connect with the outside world. All right. So thank you for sharing that story with me today. I think that's a great place to head into our open heart stretch one more time so that we can talk about letting our love out into the world. Okay, so let's back up. Let's sit in that comfortable seated position. Let's put our hands at our heart. And this time, let's do something a little bit different. As we reach up, we're going to breathe in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to stretch those arms. So we're focusing on our breath a little bit more this time. Let's do that one more time. Let's breathe in as we stretch up. And then breathe out as we stretch those arms. All right, now let's add one more thing to this beautiful stretch. I'd like you to think of someone you love, put them in your mind and in your heart, and as you stretch, think about sending out that love into the world, maybe focusing on that one person. So for me, I'm going to think about my brother. He's my younger brother, and I love him very much. So what I'm going to do is when I reach up, I'm going to picture filling my heart with love. And then as I reach out, I'm going to think about sending love out to him. All right, let's do that one more time. All right, so it's totally awesome to focus on one person, but we can also focus on sending our love out into the universe. So let's do that one time as well. Let's go ahead and picture opening up our loving hearts. And as we reach up and out, let's just imagine sending our love out into the world. All right, let's do that one more time. All right, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your loving hearts with me today. That's so special. All right. So that is it for our program today. I will see you next Thursday, where we'll do some more breathing exercises and we'll read another story. And until then, if you'd like to practice your breathing exercises, that would be wonderful. Remember, we can do them anywhere at any time. If you even just want to practice sending your loving heart out into the world, that would be wonderful. I'd be so proud of you. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the story and our program, and I can't wait to see you next week. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.